You're listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast, and I'm your host, Abuja based photographer Tavishima Ayede. As usual, the recap. The last two episodes, we looked at pushiness and aggressiveness in sales or in talking to customers. Now, as a summary, what my opinion was is that these things are not necessarily personality problems or personality flaws. They're just a lack of having a proper communications model when you're going through the sales process or when you're talking to your prospective brides and grooms. And I also hinted at the idea, which is a key part of my philosophy, that sales and customer interactions and all those sorts of things are question based and not talking based. So we should be asking lots of questions with our prospective customers and not talking at them. So we need to have a proper communications model for doing that. And also, basically, we need to have tracking questions to be sure that we figured out what they need, what they want, what they can afford, and if there's any sense of urgency behind the decision. And that way we can have relevant conversations. Because if you're having relevant conversations, then you're not being pushy or aggressive, regardless of whatever your personality might be like. And then we also need questions to gauge interest in and to weigh both interests, because that is the proper way to be assertive. To look at what you get out of the equation, what they get out of the equation, that is being assertive. If it tips one way or another, then you are either passive or aggressive. If you're only concerned about yourself and you're not concerned about them, you're being aggressive. Then if you're overtly concerned about them and not concerned about yourself, then you're being passive. So that's the summary of the last two episodes that we had on the podcast. Now, today, now vendors have, this is something that is really close to my heart, so forgive me if I'm not going to be very articulate about it. So, lots of vendors, there are lots of popular ideas about why vendors struggle in business, in the wedding business. There are some people who think they have a personality problem. One of my heroes, who is a wedding photographer, I was surprised to find out that because she's on the more withdrawn side, she thought that was the reason why she was struggling in her business, because of a personality problem. There are a couple of people who blame the economy. They say Buhari has done this or COVID has done that. And before that, it was Goodluck Jonathan has done this and he has done that. And then some people think the reason why they're struggling is because of the business opportunity itself, saying that you can't build a viable wedding business. And then there's some people who just chuck it down to luck. I've come into this at the wrong time, or I'm not lucky enough to have enough money, or so and so was lucky because he went to school with so and so and he's connected to this person and that person. And so these are the reasons why lots of vendors in the industry think they struggle in the business. They think they struggle because of personality, because of the economy, because of the business opportunity itself. That is whether you can build viable businesses in the wedding industry. And they also think they struggle because of luck or ill timing. Now, in my own opinion, the proper mindset that we need to have about the problem, in trying to get the right mindset, we need to take a step back a little bit and ask ourselves a question: what is the purpose of a business? Now, typically in the training sessions that I've run, especially for the wedding planners during the COVID period, a lot of people say the purpose of a business is to make money. Some people say it's for impact, that's personal impact or societal impact, and all of those things are valid. But I belong to the school that says that these things are not the purpose of a business per se, but rather they are the artifacts of a business. So if you run a business right, you get to make some money, you get to have some personal impact, you get to have some societal or environmental impact, or whatever it is that you think the purpose of a business is. Now, a long time ago, I read a book by Peter F. Drucker. I can't remember which of his books. He's a management, he was, I think he's dead now, was a management consultant, really popular in America. I'll say in one of his books, he said the purpose of a business is to create a customer. At the time, I didn't agree with him, and I thought he was just talking bomb. But with the more time that I spend in the wedding business, and as I interact with other people who are in business, I realize that he did have a case. Now, the purpose of a business is to create a customer, because essentially what we all do when we wake up in the morning, whether we're in construction or whether you're a wedding photographer or whether you own a bakery and you sell bread, we wake up every day and we try to look for market. We try to find market, in quote. So that's the whole point of being in business, and that's what connects all of us, because we all wake up and we're trying to see how we can find market, in quote. And so I agree with him that the purpose of being in business is to create a customer. Now, he also further argues that creating a customer can be done through two main business functions. And those are one, marketing, and then two, innovation. Innovation, the ideas behind innovation is making sure that you have a cutting edge product, you have cutting edge solutions, you have cutting edge techniques and stuff like that. And this is clearly not the problem, because the average person who is involved in the wedding industry, or at least the people that I run into in Abuja, and while I was based in Lagos, they really have the innovation game locked down. So Abuja photographers, and I must admit, photographers in the East really do fantastic work. They have wonderful composing, editing. They just do wonderful work. And in Lagos and Abuja, we have really innovative cake artists. I mean, they do really, really wonderful work with, sugar, sugar art, and all the things that you guys do with icing and all that. And then also wedding planners are also very innovative, coming up with new decorating ideas. What else? Splicing games into events and things like that. Bottom line is, people who are involved in the wedding industry in Nigeria, we have the innovation part locked down. So this is not the problem. We are already cutting edge. We already have good products. We already have good solutions. We already have good technique. That is not the problem. So we have to look at the other leg of the stool, which is marketing. Now, marketing, in my own opinion, is concerned with sales conversations, promotional conversations, whether in person or online. And I think that is the main problem. The main reason why you're struggling, if you're struggling in the wedding industry, is because no one knows you. No one knows who you are. No one knows what you do. And for those people who know you and who know what you do, you're not very good at communicating value, at communicating what it is that you bring to the table and how it is that you can make their wedding a smashing and resounding success. So in my own opinion, I think what you have is a sales problem. It's not a personality problem. It's not an economy problem. It's not a business opportunity problem. And it's not a problem with your luck. And quite frankly, if the problem is your luck and people are chasing you from the village, then what you need to do is you need to go and see a prophet, or maybe just give up. If you think the problem is the business opportunity, then you're going to have a bit of a shock, because when you move, no matter the industry that you move into, whether it's agriculture, export, public relations, medicine, teaching, you're always going to second guess yourself on whether that is a viable business opportunity. So let's rule that out. As for the economy, yes, this is one of those macro things that definitely has a say in what happens or what might not happen. But really, the economy is beyond our own control. And so regardless of whatever is happening with Buhari or whoever the next president is going to be, or with COVID, I don't think we ought to focus on economy and macro things too much. Let's pay attention to things that we can control. And it's not a matter of your personality. Even if you're convinced that it's a personality problem, I have good news for you. Personality is not fixed. Personality can change depending on whether you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. So in summary, what you have is a sales problem. The problem is with your sales conversations, your promo conversations online or in person, and your customer service conversations when you're done after the wedding. So the main problem is no one knows you, no one knows who you are, no one knows what you can do. And for those who know what it is that you can do, you have a problem with communicating the value and what it is that you can bring to the table to make this wedding a smash hit, or to make the wedding turn out the way that they have in mind, to make this the best wedding ever, the best wedding possible. And this is part of the reasons why I've started this podcast. And these are some of the ideas that we're going to be discussing in future episodes, tied into the marketing business function, not necessarily the innovation part of a business, because there are already loads of podcasts there about how you can be a better photographer, how you can light better, how you can plan a wedding better, how you can incorporate different themes or aesthetics into weddings better, and lots of YouTube videos about different kinds of icing techniques or fondant, whatever it is that you cake people do. So that is the spirit behind this podcast, and I hope that so far you guys are finding value in all the things that we talk about, and this is going to be the drive and the spirit of the conversations as we go ahead. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. As usual, if you have any questions, comments, inquiries, suggestions, hit me up on email, and it's ayede.taver@gmail.com, ayede.tave@gmail.com. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. I'll catch you on the next episode.